With the first pick in the 1998 NBA Draft, the Los Angeles Clippers select Michael Olowokandi.
The Phoenix Suns select Dragan Bender from Croatia.
Welcome back to episode 2 of Chasing Chips. I am Charles Dixon, and the guy on the left of me is
Joshua Davis.
I don't know why I always do this at the beginning. I have no idea. I really am just.
I'm going the full name.
Oh, okay. I did say my full name too. What I got for us last week was a critique was that I said my full name, and then you said your full name, and I said something like, "Oh man, he said his full name," and
right.
I said my full name beforehand. And the reason being, this is from my wife that said it. Fair. She said, "Why did I say that?" I've never heard you. That was the first time I ever heard you say your full name. You know.
Yeah.
Because
thanks, Baron. I appreciate you looking out for me.
Yeah, you never said your full name to me, folks. So it's like I was like, "Oh, that's the government fool." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So.
Honestly, it's a work thing because we have so many Joshes at our work, so everyone calls me Joshua. So just get used to it, and then now I'm just referencing it all the time. So you call me what you want, don't matter. But I'm gonna go with Joshua for now.
Is this a common white person name?
Joshua? I don't know. What do you think, Charles?
You say you work with a lot of Joshes. Are they?
Hey, there's plenty of black Joshes.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Any.
Josh Hart?
Yeah.
Josh McDaniels? Josh. I'm gonna think some more.
I know Josh Hart. So just get So obviously Chasing Chips. We're both Clipper fan and Suns fan. So for me, I just want to update y'all since y'all care so much about the Clippers news. I know y'all do. So Terrence Mann, we signed him a 2-year extension. He deserved it. He had a great playoffs. He averaged his career average, which is only 7 points at the time. But I know he's going to get better. He's going to get more time. He's going to score more this season. The reason being is something I called way before. When Lou Williams got traded, I was the first person, and I believe this wholeheartedly when I was like, Terrence Mann is about to be a very, very big vocal point to the Clippers as soon as Lou Williams got traded. And the reason being is that Ty Lue had confidence in him to upgrade his game and get better, especially when not having Lou Will taking up those minutes anymore. And exactly what happened. And he stepped up, he did his thing, won that playoff game. That was just incredible, and it's just one of those things. He deserves it. It's something that's short, sweet, 2-year extension, and that's pretty much the update for the Clippers, man. I mean, we still understudies. A lot of people are talking about how a lot of polls I've seen what teams are being underrated in the West, and the Clippers is that team. So I'm always good to be underdog.
Yeah, I mean, well deserved. I mean, Terrence Mann, I remember when he dunked on Rudy Gobert. That was fun. And he's good. I mean, he's going to be progressing, and I'm glad that he secured the bag, and that's great.
So, about anything going on with the Suns?
Yeah, I just heard that Ayton mentioned he got interviewed by I think like Dwayne Rankin, and he basically said that he was disappointed that the extension hasn't been solidified yet with his contract. So. I mean, I think he's leaving it up to his agent to negotiate, and we still have time before the deadline, but we'll see. I mean, I don't want to read too much into it. I think it would be dumb not to give him the money, especially if some of it, to my understanding, is non-guaranteed at the end, like the latter seasons.
Right.
So I don't understand, but then again, I'm not in that room. Pretty much all, I would say 90% of like Suns Twitter, it seems to be like in favor of giving Ayton the money. So I think that they would have said that halfway through the season? Maybe not. But who cares? Like, we're here now, So he had a really great playoffs. He's proven himself. He was able to be a team player and not get as many touches when Chris Paul, Devin Booker, kind of taken over. And he kind of like settled into his defensive role. And he's just got a great attitude. I mean, I don't understand like why you wouldn't pay him. He's only 22, I think, still. And that's ridiculous. You need to pay that man. So hope it gets done. I think it will, but I don't like all this drama being formed around it, because ideally it gets signed and all this stuff we can put behind us.
So somebody that's now kind of starting to come out, all these young cats now are starting to get their extensions coming up, and 2019 draft, Tyler Hero just pretty much came out. I know this has nothing to do with any of our teams. He pretty much just came out and said he thinks he should be included in the trades and the Zions and the Jaws, even though he wasn't drafted in the top 10, he feels like he should be getting paid just like them. I don't agree. I think he's good. I think he's good. That's it.
Yeah, I don't agree either, but love the confidence.
Yeah.
It proved me wrong. I mean, just we'll see how he develops. I think his offensive game is there for the most part, but you'd have to work on his defense a little. I mean, I think Trae Young he's able to be bad at defense because his offense is so amazing. Mm-hmm. I don't think Tyler Hero is to the caliber that Trae Young is on offense. So you're going to have to like balance that out with some defensive ability. And I just don't think that he's the best defender really. But we'll see. I mean, he's still, like I said, with Ayton, all these players are really young. They all develop at different
waves,
times and waves. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, maybe Tyler Hero bulks up. I mean, no one was screaming about Giannis his first like year or two in the league, and then all of a sudden he just got really strong. Like, it was crazy.
Nobody was screaming, I agree, but the potential was there. Like, there was like Jason Kidd was always like, this guy is going to be a star, because who he is and how the length of him, and he was always talking about how he's going to be one of a vocal point of the Bucks one day. I don't ever see that for Tyler Hero. I think Tyler Hero is just, I want to say, just maybe a little bit better than Terrence Mann. The both. Yeah,
but I mean, Giannis was picked 15th.
Yeah,
and I'm not comparing Tyler Hero and Giannis.
That's why I put Terrence Mann in that same draft. Terrence Mann got an extension. He drafted round 2. Tyler Hero's round 1, and Tyler Hero gets more minutes than Terrence. But I feel like, and Tyler Hero has more.
Terrence Mann and Tyler Hero right now.
I mean, look here. Hey, I know it's a little crazy. Everybody's like, "What? Why are you doing that?" But hey, like, I think we'll see this year. I feel like this is gonna be a change. I think we're gonna see a lot of people gonna know how to defend Hero, and I think with Mann, he's gonna get more minutes, so he's gonna tick up. I think he'll be in the double digits. I don't know if he's gonna be averaging what Tyler Hero's been averaging, which is career average is 14 points a game.
Yeah,
Terrence is 7. So I think I honestly believe Terrence can average 14. So
yeah, I agree. I mean, I think that Terrence Mann is better in defense than Tyler Hero is. But I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it's hard to tell with these young players, man.
Yeah, it is both year 3. So
yeah, we'll see how it turns out. I don't want to compare too early because they all develop differently.
I get real early.
Yeah,
early.
I mean, we're talking early. I mean, we can talk about our topics, but
yeah, we'll get more into that.
Woo! I'm excited about these players.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Ball.
Sure. Man. But just you right into the NBA news, that this stuff everybody's talking about right now. I don't really. It's kind of weird. Like, I want to be like, oh, let's talk about Ben Simmons first, or let's talk about Kyrie first. Man, this is a mixed bag. Which one is more of a? I will go Ben. So Ben randomly shows up at the facility. Word is Elton Brand got a text message saying, "Hey, Tyler Hero, I'm not tired. Sheesh. Ben Simmons is here. He's outside. He's ready to take his COVID test." You know what I'm saying? Which they were expecting him to come later in the week. Obviously, the fans of Philly are not welcoming him back. You know, they're like, "Stay your ass at home." And it's one of those weird situations. You know, it's something like where you want to be a fly on the wall. Him walking into the room.
Right.
Saying hello to Embiid, saying hello to Doc and everybody again after just the past few months of just all types of disrespect. So it's very weird. I don't understand really what's going on. I don't understand what Rich Paul and them are trying to plan with him coming back.
I mean, they're just checking a box. I mean, so he can get paid. That's really it. I mean, he's not like he's trying to play with Philly, but he's just right now doing what he can to salvage his paycheck, you know? So he's just trying to figure that out until a trade comes. And if a trade doesn't come, then I guess we'll cross that bridge when they get to it. But
the trade is coming, man. That's a wrap. That team.
But like when will it come? Is it going to come before the season? Question.
I saw the Kings trade floating around.
Oh, really? Who's in that?
It was very weird.
Don't tell me Marvin Bagley or.
I think Marvin was part of it because the starting four was like Harrison Barnes, Ben Simmons, Fox. I mean, that was the starting three.
So Buddy Hield's in there?
I don't think Buddy Hield's part of the trade.
What?
I don't know, Buddy Hield's not on the Kings anymore.
Oh, that's right.
Is he?
Is he? No, he is.
He is.
Yeah.
He's so forgettable. Like, it's just ridiculous.
You can't just say that about someone.
he just wanted. He was so good in college for so random. Like, and then he's
still like top 3, top 4 in the league with most 3-point.
But that doesn't mean he's not forgettable.
I mean, if you're top 5 in the NBA at 3 points made, that's pretty good.
He averaging 16 points a game right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's just coasting in sack right now. But yeah, I mean, he's not very. He's not all that. He's good at shooting threes, and that's about it. So, but I don't know who does Sack have that? Thanks, baby. Who does Sack have that would be worth Ben Simmons besides like a De'Aaron Fox?
I mean, they're not giving up De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox is going to be with the Kings until De'Aaron Fox asks for a trade.
Yeah, for sure.
I think
I would do the same.
They said it says that the Kings have no interest in trading franchise centerpieces De'Aaron Fox and Tyrese Halliburton. So pretty much everybody else on that roster is up for grabs. I thought when I saw the picture of like Harrison Barnes still being there, I was like, why would he still be there? Like, why? Like, I mean,
getting paid a lot of money.
Like, but he's definitely a trade piece, unless, like you said, he's his contract so big nobody wants to deal with it. Yeah. But with Ben Simmons, it's just a very, very. It's so weird for. Exactly, I know they say that the Sixers are asking for a lot. And they should. I mean, Ben Simmons is a good player. He has potential. He's still very young. But, like, a lot of these teams, like we said in the first episode, are not going to do this trade at the beginning of the season. Like, they're going to wait. And we're going to have that's why a lot of these rumors, I haven't really fully took a deep dive and reading all these stories because there's a new trade rumor every other week. Last week was the Pacers. This week's the Kings. And, the next week's going to be somebody else that's, after a week, the NBA season starts.
We should combine our two topics of Kyrie and Ben Simmons because I still think that the best trade for the Sixers and the Nets would be to swap their guards, and maybe fill in some players for cap space and stuff. But, who knows? Maybe the Sixers wouldn't even want Kyrie Irving at this point, but I don't know.
At least he can play. You'll get to play. And that's the biggest sin. That'll be the biggest piece too, telling Kyrie, like, okay, we're trading for you. Come and you can play. Obviously, the games you'll have to miss is the games against Brooklyn, the games against the Warriors, I think the Lakers and Clippers are getting up to that point too. LA's about to do that same thing.
It's not sustainable. This whole thought of like Kyrie only playing some games of the season, like what happens when playoffs hit? Like, it's just, that's not.
You don't play the Nets to the finals, and then you get your vaccination because you're in a conference final. So you're like, okay, I'll get it now.
You're gonna have to get it at some point. So there's like no like halfway kind of thing. It's like either you get it or you don't. But it's like I agree with the Nets there that they're not gonna let him play until he's eligible.
He gets it, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, whatever. I mean, I'm not trying to judge Kyrie. Do your thing. I mean, it's if you're just
this is what the show is for.
This
is what this is for you to judge. To judge it.
But I'm not trying to say like, listen, I don't think that like he shouldn't be able to make his own decision. I'm not him. That's what I'm trying to say. But I will say that it's just there's always something going on. It's always something with him every year. And it's always causing drama and him missing games. And maybe he's just an unlucky guy, but then also maybe he just draws a lot of the attention and drama himself. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. If I were a Nets fan, I'd be a lot more upset, but I'm not. So
yeah, because your team is still really good. The Nets without Kyrie are still James Harden, KD. Man, drop them two guys on any team across the NBA, they are in the playoffs. They are getting out round one. They are getting out round two. You know what I'm saying? Like they're that good, those two. I mean, yeah, just them alone. The Kyrie ad was just like, okay, they're definitely gonna make it to the finals. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But that's why I think when they had the conversation, and probably KD and James went up there last night and was like, look, we can still win this. You know what I'm saying? Whole thing, me and you. We'll call them and let them know, like, bro, you got to get that vaccination. If not, man, you just got to sit out. Because I think another thing they were thinking about and what's big was the camaraderie, like, the cohesiveness. If, like you said, if he's jumping in and out of games, that's almost like too much star power. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I mean, but that's what Kyrie likes. I mean, he likes attention. I just feel like it's always something. Like there's always something with him drawing some sort of attention. And then kind of as soon as he gets attention, he's like, "Why is everyone looking at me?" It's like, bro, because you do wild shit. It's like like you one season you're claiming that the Earth is flat. The next, like you're stomping on the Celtics logo, and the next you're just like skipping out on games, and the next like you're not getting
that whole thing.
I don't know. It's logo.
Yeah, he's stomping on logo, putting sage in the arena to get all the bad vibes out, but then you stomp on like
you want to be like whatever, do your thing, but in the same stroke, you just want to just be like, man, like you're like your own worst enemy right now. You say that you don't like drama, but you do things that are going to stir up shit, So it's like, why do you continue to do that? And at this point, it's just like, why don't you just like consider retiring? Like, I'm not saying that in like a derogatory or mean way, but it's just like, if it's too much for you, just like retire so someone else can like fill your roster spot, because someone else that like has worked really hard to be there in the NBA, and you're just kind of dilly-dallying, it's just, I don't know.
And that's what's crazy, is because he comes out after saying, I'm not getting vaccinated, or not, it's my decision. I don't want to tell you why I'm not getting vaccinated, but, I'm not getting it right now. I'm still doing my research or whatever. And then to come out like, okay, the trade rumors, and like, oh, if you have your agents or somebody say, oh, if I get traded, I'm gonna retire. So then kills the team from trading you to a team that we can trade you. The Nets are like, look it, stop saying you're gonna get retired if we trade you. Let us trade you and trade you to a team that doesn't need these type of regulations. You know what I'm saying? Trade, like you said, the Sixers, they don't need these regulations. You can go there and play 70 games. You'll miss what? Like I said, you'll miss what, 8 maybe. You know what I'm saying? Because you just got to travel to these different cities, but you get to play. And then when you get to the playoffs, you got to hope you don't play Brooklyn. But if you do, you got to just not play the away game.
Right.
You know? So, but for you to come out and like you said, he creates more drama for himself by saying, I'm going to retire if you trade me, makes everybody that was thinking about like, okay, we could get him for the low or get him now because he's being disruptive or just not, getting vaccinated and bring him here. Now they're like, oh, if we bring him here and he don't like us for 2 days or 3 days, he's just going to retire. Now we just lost a whole bunch of assets to the Nets, and now we just got nothing.
Yeah.
And
I see a bunch of people on like Twitter recently, like claiming that they're like, oh, well, Kyrie has done all these good things, like he's given to charity, and I think he bought like George Floyd's family a house. Yeah. And no one's claiming that Kyrie is a bad person. Like no one's claiming that he's a bad guy because, I mean, those are really amazing things that he did. It's just that he's a drama queen. It's not, there's a difference between being a bad person and a drama queen. Mm-hmm. And like we're claiming that he's a drama queen. For and sure. He's a great person too. And that's it's just like, why do you have to? It's like the kind of whataboutism kind of mentality of just like, oh, what about this? What about that? It's just whatever. Stop mixing up things. He's drama, and I'm sorry if you're a Nets fan and dealing with this right now, but luckily I'm not.
I don't know if Nets fans are as I don't know if Nets fans are as panicked as I think people may think. I think
so if they don't make the finals this year, and like they still go through all this Kyrie stuff, and he ends up not playing, things are gonna like get real dicey out in Brooklyn. I would feel.
I think because KD and James are just ballers, and they love the game, and they're friends with Kyrie, and they've been with it. I think there's one. I feel like. It's like if you told me like, hey, all right, I'm going to play. I love the game, but I'm not doing this. And I'm like, all right, bro, you're not doing it, but I'm going to go out and get this money. I'm going to get this dough. We're going to get this W. Hey, whenever you feel like you want to get vaxxed and come back, it's open. But I'm going to let you know now, we ain't going to have too many more conversations. Like, that's what I'll be. Like, we're not going to, like, I'm not going to call you every week.
Wait till they start losing.
Huh?
So wait till they start losing.
I doubt that.
Hey, listen, I think they're going to be great. But if they start losing, who are they going to like point to? And that is, I heard a funny thing recently that was talking about how if this would have went down with Michael Jordan, Sarah, that like Michael Jordan would have like given people vaccinations himself on his own team. Like he would have just been like doing it himself, injecting people himself. Which is so true back then.
Yeah, he one of them guys, man. Mike just came out and said he believes in science and he's vaccinated. He wants everybody to get vaccinated. He believes in all of that. So it's one of those things. Mike's so much of a competitor. It's like Mike is one of them guys. Obviously, everybody knows he'll do anything for the game, anything to get on the court, anything to get the W. Even if he had to hype himself up and make somebody think he was making fun of him when they weren't. Like I'm currently reading KG's book, and he was talking about like a moment where him and Isaiah Ryder's cooking Jordan, but KG is a rookie and starts chopping, just starts yapping, doesn't know the Jordan rules. Yeah, just yapping, say, yeah, get him. He can't guard you. He can't guard you. And then Isaiah's like trying to calm it down, like, hey, Mike, he don't know. He's a rook. He don't really know what he's talking about, And then he keeps chirping at Mike, and then Mike goes off. Ends the game with 36 points. They beat the Timberwolves by 16. Comes over to the bench and he's like, "Hey, you got it? You understand now?" Like, and it's like there's so many of those stories about Michael that people really wouldn't say nothing to him. Like, don't say nothing. Right. And I think that's something like KD's one of them guys. I feel like the more people like. In the games I watch, whenever people want to get in his face, when PJ Tucker would get in his face and try to do extra shit, I feel like KD just got better and better and better. And some players you just don't want to unleash
Right.
That angry dog. Some guys play.
With Devin Booker,
Yes, the Clippers do that all the time with Patrick Beverly. Oh my gosh. Oh, I used to hate it. I ever see Patrick Beverly pushing Devin. I'm like, okay, stop. Leave him alone. He's bricking. He's chilling right now. He's not really playing too hard. You keep messing with Devin, he gonna go nuts. And every single time, mess with him, and then boom, we losing because Devin just decided to score 15 points by himself. You know what I'm saying? So it's a very weird situation on the Nets front. It's a very weird situation on the Sixers front. At least the Sixers, Ben Simmons is back in the building. That trade would be perfect, like you said. It kind of solved everybody's problems. Both teams will still be good. Both teams will still be competing, and both teams will probably be, obviously top 4 in the East. I'm not going to go out here and say they're going to make it to the conference finals. Those are the 2 teams because the Bucks will start sitting over there, nice and quiet, no drama, after a championship, chilling, watching these other 2 teams act a fool.
I mean, what else are you going to do in Milwaukee, though? You don't really create a lot of drama in Milwaukee, do you?
I mean, Michael Redd did when he was there.
Fair enough.
Say Ray Allen did when he was
I don't
there.
know, but I just feel like Giannis is the opposite of
completely.
Kyrie in the sense of he's very kind of keeps himself and just focused on winning games, which is not necessarily better or worse. It's just different.
I mean, how many European players do you know created a lot of drama?
That's a good point.
Like they've been playing ball since they were 15, 14 professionally against adults. They know how the game is. Like they've gone through the rookie trials.
Is it an American thing?
Huh?
I think it's an American thing.
Oh, by far, it's an American thing.
Yeah.
By far, it's an American thing to be a lot more dramatic. And extra for sure. For sure.
That's funny.
It's not. I mean, I'm trying to think like what European player was like. Oh my gosh, he's so dramatic.
Well, I mean, there's some.
I mean, flopping. They brought flopping into the league.
I mean, you have European players that are flops, but I would say.
But that's soccer.
Off the court, they're not drama.
Yeah, off the court, they're not drama. Like I would say, I mean, Vlade Divac is the first person I think of who brought flopping into the league. Vlade Divac. That's my number one guy. I will start there. You know what I'm saying? But that was a gameplay. That's something you do in soccer. That's something that's just known in soccer for a lifetime. Yeah, where soccer players get hit and you know what I'm saying, all types of things. But yeah, I think that's a straight American thing. I think being dramatic and being extra and just doing all types of stuff that's just unnecessary. Just play the sport. Right. You know what I'm saying? Get the job and then, do what it is. I'm not saying like
it's lifestyle of the rich and the famous,
It is. That is true. That's true. That is
it's just like when you got millions of dollars, I feel like you kind of stir up some controversy and it's just kind of amusing to some people. And, then again, not sitting here judging people, just trying to assess the drama meter.
Yeah, for sure. So another thing, to hop off of something a little lighthearted. In our new segment that we have, it's called Ain't It. So
Ain't It?
Ain't It. We're debuting it today. So LaVar Ball, everybody knows who he is. He's the father of LiAngelo, LaMelo, and Lonzo. Decided to come out with some lifestyle shoes. Cost $695 to $895. And it says one of the shoes has an I told you so theme. Obviously, from his theme is saying his sons are going to all make the NBA and things like that. And it's all great and things like that. But these shoes are just completely ugly.
They're Walmart shoes.
They for real. I mean, and no disrespect to Walmart because if you want to sponsor.
Why disrespect to Walmart?
Because they might want to sponsor Chase the Chips. I don't know.
They ain't sponsoring us.
Why do you hate Walmart? Let's get on that. Let's forget the LaVar thing. That ain't it. Right there. Why the disrespect for Walmart?
It's not necessarily I hate them. I just don't like Walmart. I'm not shouting them out. Like Trader Joe's, I'll be shouting them out. If Trader Joe's wants to be a sponsor, hit me up. But Walmart, ugh. It just makes me feel gross being in there.
Oh man. See,
but anyway,
lifestyles of rich and famous people. Lifestyles of rich and famous right here. He's Josh too good for Walmart.
Stop it. No, Trader Joe's is cheap, bro. They got deals.
They got deals. I mean, you know what I'm saying? This table I'm working off of right now is from Walmart. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
There's certain essentials. I feel like they have essential things that are good and quality, but
quality?
I'm not saying, I mean, tables, chairs.
I don't know. Walmart doesn't scream quality to me, but yeah, I might have just ruined our potential sponsorship, but we'll see. You know, maybe they will give us a shot.
Yeah, right. They're gonna prove you wrong. Yeah. But yeah, his son is a middle child. Jello is what you know.
Oh, Jello. Wait, I thought he's the middle one or the oldest?
Oh,
I think he's the oldest.
He's the oldest? No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Is he?
Yes.
No.
Oh,
No. You making me forget. You making me look it up now. Yes, he's the eldest. Tripping out here.
Yeah,
made me question myself. I've been watching him since high school. I know Lonzo because he was at UCLA.
Oh, wait, so Lonzo is the oldest?
Yeah, Lonzo's the oldest. So it's because the other two were still playing in high school. And then they all got, then
I guess
LiAngelo got a scholarship at UCLA and then messed up in China. And then we all know that story. And then LaMelo also got a scholarship at UCLA, but decided to skip all college and go overseas. And well, that doesn't hurt him at all. But yes, for sure, Lonzo's the oldest. But LiAngelo is got a G League contract, just signed one. But the very surprising one that I didn't see coming was Zaire Wade. Dwayne Wade's son also signed a G League contract. He will also be probably playing for the Jazz, who are also owned by his dad. G League team, and LiAngelo will be entering the G League draft. So he'll pretty much go to some team that wants to use him. Obviously, people assume Charlotte is going to pick him up with LaMelo and things like that because he plays summer league on Charlotte's team. Who do you feel like will have who will make the NBA first?
Who's making the NBA first? So Zaire Wade got 1 year in the G League and then he's eligible, right?
Yes.
Okay, Zaire. It's very simple because Jello, he is good, but I don't know. Doesn't seem very athletic. I mean, he seems like a pretty decent shooter. Mm-hmm. But he seems like the lesser athletic of the brothers.
He is. He definitely is.
He's not as agile, it seems. And he's not as quick. So I don't know. I think Zaire Wade, his dad is one of the best NBA players ever. One of them. Mm-hmm. And I've seen Zaire Wade videos, but who knows? I haven't seen him in action in games a lot. I've seen some younger games and stuff like that, but he seems good. He seems to have good movement and stuff when he's doing his shooting drills and stuff. I don't know. I don't really watch too much of the prospects besides the notorious ones, like the Jalen Greens and stuff like that. I'm excited.
Yeah, for me, and for me,
I would put my money on Zaire Wade.
Yeah, for me, I appreciate LiAngelo's grind. I appreciate him working so hard to get to where he's at, fighting through adversity and getting here and getting to the G League spot and getting a chance. And I hope he just keeps grinding. Somebody's going to give him that chance and he just got to, seize the opportunity. But it's hard for me to go against just having, a dad like Dwayne Wade in your corner who's going to put as much money as he can into your development as a player.
Right.
LiAngelo has the same thing. Yes. Yeah, and he's about to play Jazz affiliate. And and I believe it. LaVar has done the same thing with LiAngelo, but it's just LaVar didn't play in the league. I mean, did he play in the league? No, he didn't play in the league. He didn't play in the league, and just Dwayne Wade is just a champion, all-star, one of the greatest shooting guards of all time.
He'll get his chance.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think he'll get his chance, and what he just needs to do is just seize it. I mean, it's going to be very difficult like you said, he's just not as athletic. He's not as super quick as his brother. He's not as athletic as Lonzo. He's not a better passer than LaMelo. He might be, to me, the better shooter of the three.
Really?
Yes, overall, shot for shot, LiAngelo can shoot. Like, he can shoot his ass off. He can. But it's the process of getting open. You know what I'm saying? And playing defense. Do I think he shuts down somebody? Does he slow somebody down? His footwork's got to work on that. Zaire, he's just 6'2", 6'3". He looks quick. He looks like somebody that can do some things, but it's the same thing. He needs to pack on some pounds. He needs to be able to knock down some shots. But like you said, we just haven't seen too much of Zaire you're more so trusting his dad more than trusting Zaire. You're not like,
right.
I'm more of a trust that your dad's going to make sure you're ready for the NBA because he knows the NBA very well. But I haven't seen enough on film for me to be like, okay, yeah, he's a dog. Like, it's not like we said, oh, if I said Zaire or Mikey Williams, you're gonna be like Mikey Williams. Like, it's not even close.
Yeah, Mikey, he's a big boy.
Mikey Williams, man, boy,
he's a monster, man.
He is a monster. Like, it's crazy. He's only a junior. Like, he's still got 2 more years of high school basketball to play. You know what I'm saying? And he's just this year, he's gonna play, and then senior year, and then he's gonna make the decision. He's probably gonna go G League, Ignite, most likely. Go straight to the G League, play that for a year, get paid, and then go to the NBA. Just like Jalen and just like what's his name on the Warriors? Forget his name, but
Who?
the guy from the Warriors, African cat, forgot his name.
Yeah, I forget his name too.
He's
good though.
Yeah, both of them were G League Ignite guys. Came right out of high school, played for the G League team for a year, and then in the NBA, top 5 picks, 2 top 5 picks off that team. So I think that was a great thing for the NBA to do. It's helps you develop players and save Kuminga. There we go. So yeah, I just big ups to both of them. Hopefully they can try to strive and get into the NBA and do some things.
Yeah, good for them.
So as y'all guys see, I got the WNBA hoodie on. The finals, Chicago Sky, Phoenix Mercury. Game 2 is Wednesday. Game 3 is Friday. And it's one of those things I'm trying to get people to watch. Honestly, even you, Judd, you need to be watching WNBA.
Oh, I feel attacked.
Did you watch Game 1?
I did watch the highlights for sure.
Oh, you gotta watch it like the Phoenix.
Yeah, you're right. But I mean, I'm not from Phoenix, so it's not like I'm representing Phoenix. I love the Suns. But listen, I get it. I will watch the second game for sure.
Yes, watch the second game. I was not trying to attack you. I'm just trying to tell everybody to watch because this is good, man. They got some great players playing, man. It's like it's probably the lowest seeds to make the finals in the WNBA. And it's just like star power all around. You know what I'm saying? They got the GOAT, Taurasi, you got Brittany Griner, Skylar Diggins, you got Candace Parker, and it's, that's 3 of the top 25 players that touch the WNBA court. You know what I'm saying? Are playing in this. If it was any other sport, 3 of the top 25 players ever playing in the finals, everybody will be watching. Not even close. You know what I'm saying? So it's like one of those things. I'm a big advocate for it. I love the WNBA. I love how they play. Yes, I know everybody always talks about, they can't. There's not a bunch of dunking. There's not a lot of this, but I love fundamentals. I love the game. I love basketball. I like to, just get to the rack. Just like sometimes I miss that in NBA from time to time. Sometimes for me, there's games I watch in NBA just way too much shooting, just way too much 3-point shooting. No gameplay, no, tactical moves and something like that. Just getting to the rack on a regular basis, making sure you're getting there. But just tune in, watch it. And I guarantee you'll enjoy it. As simple as that.
Oh yeah. This tomorrow, right?
Yes. Wednesday. Spicy take time.
Oh,
we're a week away from the season.
You gotta get the mind turning right now. Spicy take.
Week away. We'll do some more Spicy take next week. After, I mean, we'll have another episode next week, and it would just be like a few games, and we can still do some takes. What is probably your number one spicy take right now? Like, you want everybody to be like, okay, I said it first. If this happened, I want everybody to be like, yep, that was me. I said it.
Spicy take. I would say that this is not something that I necessarily would bet a lot of money on, but I will say that the Heat winning the East is very possible. And that's my spicy take.
That's very possible.
They got a stacked team this year.
They do.
And they got vets. They got dogs. They're great defensively.
Mm-hmm.
They have a great kind of camaraderie going on. You know, they all got like, you know, good players with good attitudes, like hard workers. Pat Riley kind of leading the team there. They got a veteran coach, you know, Jimmy Butler, Bam. They got Kyle Lowry now. They got a squad. They even got PJ Tucker, who's just like you throw in there, and then they got shooters with Tyler Hero and Duncan. Like they got a squad. So I mean, I could really see them surprising the East like they did 2 years ago, and making it to and winning the East, you know, and making it to the finals. So I could see that happening, man. I think people underrate Kyle Lowry and how good he is.
Well, and I think I'm gonna go on the other fence of you and hit up on the West Coast, and I'm being a negative Nancy right here, and I'm gonna go with the Trailblazers do not make the playoffs.
Okay, I think that's a mild spicy take.
Oh, is it?
It's
That's not good enough. Oh,
actually, no. I would. Yeah.
I feel like because it's not that I don't trust Chauncey. I just didn't make. They just got a new coach. That's it. Like, I think the frustration of the playoffs is still lingering, and a bad start. As much people are asking, Damian Lillard's going to ask for a trade. Damian, man, he's just so loyal. It's just hard for me to be like.
It's hard to watch. Honestly.
It's hard to watch, but I can't see him asking for a trade after like 10 games. Like people are like, oh, after 10 games, they start off bad. He's gonna ask for a trade. I'm like, he's loyal. He's gonna give the Trailblazers at least one more chance to make a big move. Right. And barring a move, if they don't make a move, and obviously if they trade Damian Lillard, obviously they're not gonna make the playoffs. And that's why I agree with you that the spicy take was kind of mild. Let's see if I think of something. I was trying to stay on the West Coast because my ultimate crazy spicy take, which I made,
was balance it out.
Huh?
You don't have to go to the West Coast.
I mean, mine was, you know, mine really out there. I wouldn't put money on it. Is the Cavs making the playoffs?
I don't know. Yeah, that's
as much a terrible run organization they are.
Yeah,
they're and what they got going, that roster and everything like that, is just so like something about that team makes me go, you know, they might be able to fall into the 8th spot. You know, it might be. I mean, yes, they were like bottom 3, but because of the extension of the playoffs and you got the play-in game and things like that, I think as much as people talk about, oh, like that's the team, like the Hornets almost made the playoffs last year and they were up and down like crazy. You know what I'm saying? Did the Hornets get better this year? No. But they're just interesting because of LaMelo and things like that. But I don't know if Gordon Hayward makes it through a whole season. You know what I'm saying? And if he doesn't, that team is back to being, you know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I'm excited for them though.
I am too. I like watching the Hornets. They're high flying. They're great. That right there is a distraction to their actual gameplay.
What?
The Hornets. The high flying, the dunking, the passing, all that is a distraction to them, their gameplay. They like the preseason game, everybody's like, oh, look at all these highlights, but they got blown out. Yeah, I know it's preseason, but
yeah.
But that's the thing.
I think LaMelo is progressing to where he'll start to like control the pace of the game a lot more, and he'll have more kind of input with how the flow goes. And I think they're going to start winning more basketball games.
Yeah,
and they're always going to be a threat for dunks. So I feel like people are going to be on their toes, and it's going to create. I mean, they just need now they need to fill their team with like lockdown shooters.
You know what I'm saying? Consistent shooters and guys that are going to be on the floor. And yes, so it's that might be my because I already made that take on Twitter and all that stuff, and I got people just tearing me up, like saying that's the worst take I've ever made.
What, the Cavs?
Yeah, the Cavs. What tear me up? Like, this is the worst take you've ever made.
Think so, though. I would agree that is a decent.
That's the point. It's supposed to be spicy. It's supposed to be something that's not going, may not happen. But if it happens, I'm saying you called it.
I think they're going to make the playoffs for sure.
So and that's why I was trying to lean into the West Coast. I'm trying to think of something on the spicy take on the West Coast, because the West Coast is just not the same as it was 4 or 5 years ago, where you're like, dang, 1 through 8, the West Coast is packed. That's not the case this year.
I mean, back to the Cavs, though. I mean, I think Darius Garland is like getting much better. I think Colin Sexton is a great player. I think Lauri Markkanen, who they just picked up, is good. Kevin Love, whatever.
He's still good. He's still better than most. Like, people keep.
They got Mobley. They got
Evan,
Jared Allen.
Evan about to win Rookie of the Year.
You got even Ricky Rubio. I mean, as a backup, whatever. Like, I just think that they got a good squad, and to say that they are definitely not making the playoffs is ridiculous. And they even got Taco Fall. I didn't even know they had Taco Fall. Shout out to Taco Fall.
Yeah, I got Evan winning MVP. I got Evan winning Rookie of the Year. I know a lot of people got Jalen winning it, but I think it's just one of those things with
Evan Mobley winning the Rookie of the Year. That's a spicy take right there.
I think for sure if he averages, he's gonna get the ball. If he averages 15 to 17 points a game and they make the playoffs, how can you not vote him Rookie of the Year?
Yeah, fair enough. But I think Jalen Green's going to get plenty of shots.
But they're going to be ass.
I mean, I guess if you're factoring in like winning and stuff. But the Rockets, surprisingly aren't doing terrible.
Look at last year. The reason
bottom 3, I think they'll be bottom 3 in the league.
Yeah, the reason being I'm on that train is because look at last year. LaMelo won Rookie of the Year, missed games, and the main thing was because his team had a chance of made it to the play-in game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody wanted to give it to what's it called? Timberwolves. Golly, just all over the place messing Edwards. You know what I'm saying? Anthony Edwards. And the reason why he didn't get it because the Timberwolves were trash. And because he didn't start the season as a starter, but he ended up starting at the end, most of it, towards the end. But because the Timberwolves weren't that good, that's the thing. They add that to the Rookie of the Year factor now. Is your team good? They don't just automatically give it to the guy with the most points and everything anymore. They're like, okay, did you make a difference on your team? Like, did you add wins? Yes, you can add points. Everybody, any rookie that's playing or getting drafted in the top 5, most likely is getting drafted by a terrible team. You know what I'm saying? Just the last few years has been a little different because the Warriors have, made those trades, and the team they made trades with were so bad that they got the top few picks. That's not normal. So now that you're going to score a bunch of buckets on a bad team, you know what I'm saying? That's what happens. And that's why Ben Simmons is so upset with the Sixers, because he never got that chance because he was injured. He never got that chance to be a good player on a bad team. Yeah, so it's like,
sorry that you had a chance to win the finals like your first few years of entering the league.
Yeah, right.
I'm not sorry.
Yeah, that's definitely first world problems right there.
Right.
And it's one of those things and that's why I feel like the Cavs making the play. I think Evans fantastic. He's averaging 15 points a game right now in the preseason. Yes, it's preseason, but most of those buckets are coming in the first half. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, he's playing a lot in the first half against starters. You know what I'm saying? And then the second half, he's barely playing. But that's where you got to focus on when you're watching preseason games. It's the first half, the first quarter. You know, those are when the starters are in. Those are the starters are playing hard. You know what I'm saying? Like a stat came across my thing, like, oh, Rudy Gobert had 19 points and 19 rebounds in 23 minutes. I was like, bro, no one cares. Like, why do I care? Rudy Gobert, yeah, he's gonna average that all the time.
Is he though?
He's always going to average a double-double. He's always going to average
a double-double. Okay, yeah.
16, 7. He can average 17 and 17 every game.
Yeah.
But like the Clippers did to him, he's a liability in the playoffs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When a team figures it out and is knocking down shots.
I mean, he gets exposed for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like he's really great at defense, but it's like one-sided. He's great at defense in the paint, but get him out of the paint, and he turns into like a very
what am I going to do
over himself and stuff. And,
right.
Yeah.
And that only works in the playoffs. Like if I play you one game, yeah, you can get away with playing bad defense because it's one game. But when it comes into a series, he's a liability. That's why I try to make sure there's a difference. Like, I'm not trying to say Gobert's not a great defender. He is great. Fantastic defender. Defensive player of the year multiple times. But playoffs?
I'm with in general. If we talk about something, sorry. But defensive player of the year, Rudy Gobert, getting that multiple years. I don't agree with how we go about defensive player of the year.
Oh, okay.
At all.
Spicy? Okay, let's go. What's up?
This may be spicy take, but this may be just a Josh take. But I think that we give too much credit to blocks with defensive player of the year. And I'm not saying that blocks shouldn't be a stat that we reference with defense, but I feel like there should be more film watching and more like data to provide like like in football when you have like a rush quarterback stat, like you rush the quarterback, like there's no stats like that. I feel like when it comes to defense in basketball, it's just usually just like steals and blocks, and it's hard to like gauge that because it's such a fast-paced game. But I just feel like when it comes to overall defense in basketball, Rudy Gobert is one-dimensional, in my opinion. Like, I think if you're going to get defensive player of the year, you should be able to play defense outside the paint. And he can't. He people expose him whenever he leaves the paint. And I feel like defensive player of the year should go to players more like Mikal Bridges. And I know that's like bias, but I'm saying like players like Mikal Bridges, or players like Ben Simmons, or like the players that can they can guard all positions. Yeah, you're naming a lot of those are all small forwards. So what are you saying? Like so is it specifically somebody, defensive player of the year should be somebody that's winning that can guard all 1 through 5 and not just 5? Yeah, that's my belief of what a defensive player of the year is. I mean, he is the best defensive player, so he should be able to guard 1 through 5. I agree. He cannot do that. And I don't think Rudy Gobert can guard 1 through 5. He can't guard. He can guard 4 through 5. Maybe he can't even guard some 4s in the league. I don't think he can guard some 4s. Right. So why is he defensive player of the year? If he can't guard anyone besides another center, then why is he defensive player of the year? Brought to you by Josh. The last guard to win defensive player of the year was your boy, number 20, Seattle Supersonics, Gary Payton the Glove. The last guard. Really? It's always been a center? Center or forward. That's just silly to me. Small forward. The last small forward was Kawhi. And after that was Kawhi. That's a reasonable choice. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Oh, but yeah, the last guard to win was Gary. And then before that was Michael Jordan in 1987. My point. Michael Jordan could guard a lot of players. Maybe not 1 through 5, but certainly like 1 through 4. Oh yeah, back in the day, he couldn't guard. When his era, he couldn't guard 1 through 5. But he could slow down some. He slowed down some centers. I mean, there's obvious centers he couldn't guard, like Shaq. I mean, when he won defensive player in 1987, Shaq wasn't in the league then, but those were bigger centers. Like those were heavy centers. I just think that like for some reason, ever since Rudy Gobert started crying because he didn't make the All-Star game. Oh my God. Now we just give him a pity defensive player of the year award.
I agree. I think last year should have been Ben.
Bogus.
I think Ben Simmons should have won last year.
Yeah.
I think with another year when Rudy won, I think it should have been Draymond Green. So I agree. I completely agree with you. That's not, I mean, I feel like a lot of people would too, because it's not crazy. But for one, Rudy Gobert also isn't the most well-liked person in the league, fans anyway. But yeah, like it's one of those things that is also going to be a constant debate. And it's almost like a center award, just like the MVP in the NFL is the QB award. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's just one of those things that always happens. That it's usually a center that gets the Defensive Player award, but like you said, it should be make sure that people think about the total picture, 1 through 5. At least you should be able to guard 4 positions. I feel like it should be a requirement. If you can't guard 4 positions, you shouldn't be able to win it.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be like 4 and 5. Yes. If I can guard my guy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But if we're on the court together and you're like, hey man, Charles, go get that short guy over there. You know what I'm saying? Like you're telling me you're trash on defense. Go guard him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Right. Or it's like, hey man, who's the best player on the floor? I got him. It don't matter if he's 6'7". It don't matter if he's 5'10". I got him because I believe I'm the best defender on the floor. And that's the difference. I think that's the defensive player of the year right there. Give me the best player and I can guard him. Yeah. And I will slow him down because most of these NBA players you can't shut down, but I will slow them down. Yeah. And that is not something a lot of these past winners can do. I mean, Giannis, obviously, he can play at 1 through 5. He can guard 1 through 5. Kawhi, Draymond Green.
Giannis, Kawhi, and then Rudy Gobert twice, right? Twice in a row?
Twice in a row. The one that everybody gets upset at is Joakim Noah. Everybody thought LeBron should have won that year, and I do too.
When he's on the Bulls?
Yeah.
That's funny.
And then that's the year that's why
this award is kind of a joke, man. Like, I don't know. Out of all the awards, it's just kind of like a joke that doesn't give much. I don't think anyone's really given much thought to it.
Really?
Like you could really like, I mean, defense is such a pivotal and like important part of the game. And it's an award that should be, looked at further and just like, you got to reestablish your kind of guidelines for, when people are eligible or not, because if you have a guy that can't guard, he can only guard one position on the floor, then he should not be Defensive Player of the Year, period.
Point blank.
That's
made. What it is. Chasing Chips, episode 2. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Hope y'all had time. Come back next week. We're going to keep going, keep talking. We're going to have some games to talk about, at least 1 or 2. And then we'll also talk about the future games later in that week, what you should be paying attention to, what you should be talking about. Maybe we get an update. Maybe we see Ben Simmons on the floor. Probably not. I honestly think he'll just fake an injury and just keep sitting out. I don't think I'll see him on the floor. I don't know what you think. I can't honestly think he actually plays for them.
He ain't playing in the Sixers no more.
Because he, potential of getting hurt. I just can't see Rich Paul like putting him out there.
I'm just excited to have more to talk about when it comes to the Suns and Clippers.
Yes.
Because we're going to have more content coming out. And it's just right now, we got preseason and all that's great. But once the regular season starts, I'm excited to talk about our teams.
Definitely giving y'all insight what we just chop up about randomly, through IG messages, through phone calls and stuff like that. This is what these first 2 weeks are about because it hasn't been really too much news about only 2 people, Kyrie and Ben. Like NBA news. There's obviously the games. We're not casual, so we're watching preseason. But like I said before, make sure you're watching the WNBA finals. Check it out. Enjoy it. Watch the basketball. And fill your time until the season starts next week. Once again, I am Charles Dixon.
I'm Joshua.
And we are Chasing Chips. I'm being so extra right now. All right, y'all.